Welcome to All Indefinitely. Interviews and insights to empower you to achieve personal and professional success through friendships, relationships, and marriage. Here are your hosts, Anwar and Cyana.
Welcome back to another week for All Indefinitely. Well, I
Yes,
almost
we're back.
stumbled over the words there. I'm happy that we're back. We have limited time with you in this law school. I'm starting to get tired of this law school.
I know.
Can you just hurry up and graduate already?
I cannot wait. But then, you know what? I think about it all the time. Then with third year, it comes the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm looking forward to that.
It never gets easier.
I know.
It's always something else.
I know. So let's appreciate
Just
what we have.
Enjoy it, yeah. So we have to record on as many topics as possible.
Yes.
And what's on your mind and what are you thinking about? What are you thinking about lately?
Well, I've been thinking a lot about commitment, and that's something that I wanted to talk to you about today, because I had this interesting conversation.
You're having
with a
commitment
friend.
issues?
Oh no! Wait. It was based on a conversation. It had nothing to do with personal life, but it does have to do with what it's in my mind. And I had this interesting conversation with my friend who is a therapist, and she was telling me, look at this. She was telling me that normally when she is in sessions with her patients, I think you call it patients, right? If they've been dating for, let's say, 4 times, and the other person does not commit, and by commit I mean say that he or she wants to be in a serious relationship, let's call it girlfriend and boyfriend, and going out with the other person alone and all that, she will advise them to not seek those encounters anymore, let's call it like that. So if the person after the 4th date doesn't say, hey, I want you to be my person, and let's call it girlfriend or boyfriend, these therapists, who is my friend, advises their patients to let them go, to say, oh no, if they don't get, and this is what made me think about it, because her analysis was, if they don't give you that security, if they don't make you feel safe in regards to the fact that they want to pursue a relationship with you, then you shouldn't be, feeling insecure or unsafe around them.
I have a big problem with that.
And so did I.
I'm appalled listening to you say this.
I know. And I asked her, I'm like, okay, wait, because you're the therapist here. I'm just a law student. I'm totally ignorant.
Right.
Isn't it your patient who has the problem if they need the assurance of somebody else or being in a relationship with somebody else to feel safe or secure? She didn't answer that, so that's what we're gonna talk about today.
If it's your responsibility to make them feel safe and secure?
Yes. And after the 4th date, there's a number for that.
See, I don't even understand that 4th date thing. That threw me off too, because if you meet someone and you're talking to them, we communicate so much now with our phones and apps and so on, that you can know a lot about something. Before all these cell phones and everything and ways to communicate, you would have to actually go on a date to get to know someone. Yeah. Now you don't have to do that. First of all, I stopped giving my Instagram to people that I know. I tell you, for the longest time, it felt so much easier to ask for their phone numbers.
Right.
I mean, there's their Instagram, because everybody has their Instagram.
Yeah.
Versus asking their phone number, that felt a little personal.
Yeah.
But the opposite is true. You give somebody your Instagram, they know everything there is to know about you.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
At times, you don't even need to talk to the person.
Correct.
You just go to their Instagram, Facebook, whatever case may be, page, and you know more than even talking to them.
And then you talk to them. So let's say, for example, you go out to them on one date. You know far more than the person know 30 years ago.
Yeah.
After 5, 6, 20 dates. You know everything about this person.
Yeah.
So, I don't think there's a number of a date thing. And I do not think, and I know that what do you think about this? But this whole concept of commitment in a relationship has vastly changed over the time. The idea of a relationship that we always discuss on this show is where am I growing from a relationship?
Yeah.
That's the question we're asking. It's not after 4 dates. You shouldn't be asking yourself for commitment to the person.
I know.
You should be asking yourself, what does this person have that I admire that I want to learn from? If they leave the next day, if they leave the next minute or the next 20, 30 years or lifetime, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What's more important is what is it that I'm getting from this relationship that's helping me grow as a person and a human being?
Exactly. The thing is that when we talk about this, we keep going back to the basics. It's all about yourself and what
Right.
makes you growth and what makes you feel happy. And it's not try to make it not a person, to find something within that will help you with all these issues, and putting all that, like you said, all that pressure in somebody else who, by the way, you barely know because it's a fourth date. I'm guessing they might know everything that you try to portray to the world through your social media, but they don't really know who's inside, and putting all that pressure, after a fourth date or whatever, it can be, let's say fourth date, 1, 2, 3, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. After Thursday, you pretend that person will say, okay, now we're in a serious relationship. I'm all committed to you. Like, why? Why are we putting that pressure on other people?
Well, and that goes back to the bigger problem here. The bigger problem is, and I'll state it and I'll justify it later. The bigger problem is lack of personal accountability.
Exactly.
So life is tough. Life is hard. I mean, it's so hard to make decisions, what to do, what to worry about. If you let your mind wander on what you have to worry about, you'll go crazy.
Yeah.
Because life is that difficult. You think about it, like a million things could go wrong every day.
Yeah.
From anything from a car accident to your car breaking down to your, whatever happening to your house or you losing your job. It's tough and it's stressful. And it's so much easier to say, I have a life partner.
Yeah.
I have somebody that's going to share in that potential outcome. So if anything happened to me, I have somebody that's at least verbally obligated, if not legally obligated with a license. That they're gonna share in half the bills. They can't just get up and leave, and it's that fear.
Yeah.
That drives, and I've yet to hear anybody tell me otherwise, but it's that fear that drives people to say, I need this commitment.
Yeah.
I need to know for a fact that you are going to be here for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know how a therapist can tell you that's something good.
I know.
I just don't understand that at
I
all.
asked her the question and she didn't really give me a good answer. So I would love to, to continue to talk to her about this because I believe we have, the therapist should be telling us to work on ourselves and to find all that safety and that security and within ourselves. And if we are trying to look for somebody else and it's our therapist who's telling us, or no, after the fourth date, just let them go. We're creating a bigger problem than individuals,
There's no number on the time that you can date someone and ask for this quote unquote commitment, which you can never really do. I mean, honestly, it's kind of like you can give a commitment for a certain time period, maybe like a year if you're living with someone and you want to find a roommate, or if you're dating some guy and you're like, listen, we were just talking, we were dating for the last 4 days. I don't know what you want to say, 4 periods, four encounters.
4 encounters.
We've been dating for 4 encounters, and Miami is getting very expensive, and I want to get an apartment in Brickell, and I want you to live with me because we can actually have fun and hang out. It seems like it feels good and it's fun, and you can say to that person, "Do you commit to paying the lease for the year?" Or like in a like roommate scenario.
Yeah.
In that case, I can see that happening.
Right.
But just an arbitrary commitment, after 4 days, it's like, what am I committing to? And if you are committing to, how do you know that you're going to commit to it?
Exactly.
There's no stance. There's nothing for you to look at.
How could you even promise? Because that's the thing. If you sign a lease, at least you know that, there's an agreement and you have to, abide by it. But just saying, yeah, we're in a relationship, so now I'm committed. And it's not only that, I also see it from another point of view, which is what makes you think that just saying, and in this case, we were talking about the license, because she was like, oh, well, the license is the biggest proof of commitment because it's like that's your person. You're telling, your partner that they're your one person who they want to spend the rest of their lives with. And everything that happens in life, you're going to be there for them. And I'm like, that's such a huge burden on the person just because you signed a paper. Now, no matter if tomorrow I want to, I don't know, drive drunk, that DUI that I'm going to get and those problems that come with it, you got to go with it because you signed the license. And on the other hand, it's like, and what makes you think that I wouldn't be committed if it wasn't for the license? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm, like in my case, I don't have a license, but I have a serious relationship with my boyfriend, and I feel that I do everything that I can for him.
You guys have a great relationship, and you have 2 dogs, and you own a house. You own a house together.
And a license wouldn't change that.
It wouldn't change a thing.
It would make things worse, given the case.
I have only seen examples where it made things worse.
Yeah.
So I'm not probably the person to ask.
That's the thing.
But I don't have a lot of success stories with license. I can't state it enough. Like, I can't state this enough to people. Do not get a marriage license. Do not sign it. That does not mean that somebody's committed to you forever. Just ask anybody that's been divorced, which is probably somebody you know or several people that you know. So just ask yourself, did the commitment paper work for them?
No.
And ask that same person, if they were on the losing end, if they regret signing it.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be that way. Now I want to make something clear too, though, because I feel like the license has hijacked the statement of love and marriage. I do believe in love and marriage.
Yeah.
And I do believe that people should do those things. They should be in love. They should be married. I mean, it's a great way to grow yourself, to be a better person.
Yeah.
To do better in your life. And there's not a person that I know that isn't a little insecure about something.
Yeah.
There's not a person that I met that doesn't feel a little bit at times introverted and need to spend time with another person to feel better about them, enhance their experience. These are all very normal things. And marriage is a great way to grow those things. So I do absolutely believe in marriage. And I'm not a person, I've never had a dating app. I never will. I know we spoke about it on the show because I'm not into
You promised you would.
I promised I would, but I just cannot get into the casual hookup things. But we'll see what the future holds. But I'm for that. I'm for the whole relationship, but that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And this whole idea of commitment is completely nonsensical unless you can say, what am I committing to?
Exactly.
If you're saying to yourself that I'm committing to this person, that I'm in a relationship for them for the foreseeable future or forever, that's a lie.
Yeah.
There's no way anyone can ever make a promise like that.
Yeah.
So that's my problem here. My problem with this whole concept is that people know this. People know we're smart. We know that nothing lasts forever like this, right? But people want to be lied to.
Yeah.
They want to be, like if I was to go out to somebody and I said to them, like, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. That's what they want to hear, right? But if I say, hey, let's just spend together as long as we're growing, and if it's not, then we just leave. That's not sexy. That doesn't sound good,
Yeah.
So
I think you've tested that.
People, yes, and I've done. I have done that so many times.
Yeah.
Like that's the story of my dating life right there. My honesty. don't be. And this is what my friends tell me. You know what? When you meet a woman, don't be honest. Don't tell her what you think.
That's so sad.
I know. I have to lie. So I have to be.
Please don't
like,
say that here.
I know, right? I mean, it gets to be the point. Like, what is it that people want to hear? Like, they want to hear, like, for example, right? Like I make this as a constant statement to people that I'm dating and to other people as well. I say this. I say, I want whatever in life that's great to happen to you. No matter what it is, wherever your life goes, that's what I want to happen to you. Let you grow, let you be the best version you can be, let you change the world and make it better for other people coming behind you. That's what I really want. And you know what? That's truly what I want. That's right. Truly, I want the best for everyone. But people don't want to hear that. Because what I get, people are listening to every word intensely.
Yeah.
And what they didn't hear is me say, I'm going to be with you forever and ever. Like they didn't hear that. And I never said that and I never will.
Yeah.
And if I did say that, understand that's a lie. And here's the thing about it, right? Because and probably you when you were dating before, there's this whole thing about red flags.
Yes.
There's a red flag conversation, right? It's like if you're dating someone and they catch you in a lie, that's a red flag. Right. So it's like, let me just help all the fools out there. Okay. Everyone lies. And if anyone tells you they don't lie, they're telling you another lie. So everyone is lying all the time. Don't believe that they're not lying. They're lying. So your idea of, I'm going to date this person, and if they catch them in a lie, that's a red flag. I don't want to be with this person. This is it. Or if they say, because you know what the funny thing about it is that they'll say that about this red flags, but how come they don't mind the red flag if that same person, male, female, says, I'm in love with you, I'm going to be married to you for the rest of my life? How come that's not a red flag?
Yeah, because that's a lie that
that's
they want
a big
to
lie
believe.
too. Well, that's the thing.
That's
it's a
the
lie,
difference.
It's a lie that you wanted to believe versus you said you were at your mom's house, but I caught you at the bar with your friends.
Yeah.
That's a lie. So that's a red flag lie. But the red flag, imagine the bigger lie. The bigger lie is somebody saying to you, no matter what happens, I'm going to be there for you forever and ever and ever. I don't know if somebody can make that promise. And then if they make that promise and you actually believe it, I mean, you just adjusted your life to say, okay, now I can do whatever I want. I know no matter what, this person's got me.
Yeah.
Right? That doesn't work out. So I want people to know that, first of all, everyone lies, but don't take the lies that you want and the lies that you don't want. And a commitment is only temporary, or it could be forever. But given certain circumstances, what are some examples that you can come up with that a commitment would be forever? And I know you're going to say children, if you have someone that you're going to have children with, and that's a lifelong commitment for the rest of your life, right? You guys are going to share children. I get that one. Let's put that aside for a second.
Yeah, but not for everybody. But that's the thing. There are parents who don't take care of their children, even with the children. So they have no commitment with them.
Right.
So
or some people say 18 till they're 18. So that even there has a limit.
It's funny because people say, kids are an 18-year commitment. My parents are still committed to me and I'm 31. So I cannot think of something right now that you could commit for the rest of your life. Because not even a friendship, well, maybe not even like your family, because I mean, I would, but most people put their parents in a nursing home. You would probably commit to your mom, but like most people wouldn't. So, or some people wouldn't. So no, I cannot think of anything right now.
So that's the whole thing about the therapist. When your therapist was saying, hey, if he doesn't give you a commitment, what exactly does the therapist friend wanting to commit to? So someone knows you 4 times and wants to commit to you for what?
Yeah.
So they're going to say, you should have pressed her on that. You should have said, commit to you what, for the next month, for the next year?
Exactly.
And then after that month or year, the next 10 years? And is it a tier process? How does it work? Or are they supposed to meet you 4 times and know you're the person forever and ever?
Forever and ever. And even that.
I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people say, when you know, and this is the one. And then they end up divorced.
Oh my God, I have. We actually talked about them in a previous episode. Yeah. And I don't know if I told you, it was this couple that I met and they were great together. They looked great together and they got married in like 6 months after they met. And I was like, why? Like, why would you get married so quickly? And the guy was like, because when you know, you know. And they got a divorce like a year ago. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I guess like when you know, you don't know. When you think you know, you don't know. So most people and they, even when he said that, they were going to therapy, and so they really fought for their relationship, which I think it's really sad. And so no, like don't believe those lies. No.
But so now let's come back to the first thought. Commitment is beautiful, though.
Yeah.
Even though you can't commit, even though someone can't commit forever, and there's a lot of problems with it because you are responsible for your own life, and there is, personal accountability to things.
Yeah.
But think about it for a second. how everybody thinks about it, or how majority of people think about it, is like somebody meets you and they're going to commit to you. That's a beautiful statement.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice thing to say to somebody.
It is. And it's a nice thing to do. Actually, when you were talking about relationships and love, I would have added commitment to that because it is beautiful. Like when you're in a relationship, proving that you're there for the person, that no matter what, well, no matter what not, but like in most situations, you're going to, go through with it, through it with them. And I think that's beautiful, but it has to come from you, not from the other person. You know what I mean? It has to be you who's willing to go through that, not because, oh no, we're in a relationship, you are expected to do this,
let me, can I hold that notepad right there?
Yes.
Because on this is, I have the notes from the previous episode that we recorded. So I wanted to read something to you, right?
Okay.
So it's like, this is what we were talking about the last time. We were talking about staying together.
Yeah.
Right? So the true statement of commitment goes like this. It's like, I'm committed to you unless there's that you have like your social circles, like with your friends and family, gets to hinder our relationship, or you have lack of effort, or you don't want children versus I want children, or there's bad sex, or there's clinginess, or there's character issues,
so many options,
or there's lack of personal time and space, or there's long work hours, or there's fading enthusiasm, or not being monogamous, which is a big one.
Yeah.
Or behavioral issues that you just started. So it's like, I'm committed to you forever unless all these millions of things.
Unless that commitment won't work for me.
Unless one of those things go wrong.
Yeah.
So I think that it's time we stop asking the question of commitment.
Yeah.
It's just it's a non-question anymore. Unless you're talking about like, hey, we're going to buy a house. Are you committed to pay half?
Yes.
Or it's like an investment, like, or a roommate situation, but that's different.
And you can do that with a friend or
Correct.
even somebody you don't even know.
There's plenty of roommates out there that,
yes.
that do roommate finders and stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So they're committed to
and even
an agreement.
And even in those cases, there's clauses to get out of the situation where there's a 2-month penalty fee or whatever the case may be. But the question of commitment should not be in the conversation of a relationship as the first step. It should be somewhere in there because it's important to depend on somebody when they say something, they're going to do it. That's important, but that is not the first step.
No.
The first step by far and away is how you admire this person. What are the admiration points of a person?
Yeah.
And that tells you, for you, what you have to work on for yourself.
Exactly.
If I'm dating someone and I admire the way she, prioritizes meditation and exercise, then that is where I'm first starting. Everything else can come after that.
Yeah.
But if she left the next day, at least I got 2 days or 4 days of habitual habit building for diet and exercise, for example.
Yeah.
That's the whole point right there.
And that's beautiful. And that's something like that. I think that would be a good practice rather than waiting or expecting to be, let's say, in a long relationship or even for the rest of your life. Try to take the positive, the good things of meeting different people. And even though you will maybe be on 4 dates and then that's going to be it, think about the positive of that. Not just like, oh my God, this is the first date. Is this person going to ask me if we're boyfriend and girlfriend? By the way, do people ask that? Like,
I think they do.
They do like, hey, are we girlfriend? Are you my boyfriend?
That's a funny. I was going to give you a story, but I'm not going to share the story.
Why?
Because it had recently been on my mind. It's like if you're dating somebody and if there's a feelings interest there, when is the time to ask?
I know.
And this doesn't start by asking, by the way. It starts by an introduction. Usually it goes like this.
Oh.
It's like, hey, here, Tom, this is my friend. Let's give her a name. Nancy. And are you guys together? And they look at you. I look at Nancy. Yeah, we are. This is my girlfriend. It starts with that, and then the conversation goes on the car
That's
ride
your
home.
move?
Yeah, the car ride home is like, wait, are we together? Or he's like, that's how it works. It doesn't work like at the point where it's how did you determine you were in a relationship with Peter?
It was similar. Somebody called on the phone, called him. He was at my place, and he said, "Yeah, I'm here with my girl," and that was so awkward for me, like, because obviously I'm not an English, like English is not my first language, so the whole "she's my girl" sounded like very, very bad to me. Maybe that's like the common thing to say, but like.
Girl.
I'm not your girl. What the hell is that? Anyways, when he hung up, he looked at me and he was like, okay, so I don't know how to like refer to you, to when I'm talking to other people. I don't know how to call you. So are you my girlfriend? Like, are we like boyfriend and girlfriend? And I was like, okay, I mean, you've been staying here for the last 4 days, I guess. Like, yeah, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, like, yes. So it was basically asking.
It's the same thing.
It's like a car ride.
Yeah, it's a car ride. Oh, right. That's exactly how it happens nowadays.
Yes.
It used to be that you had to ask. You had to like, come up and ask people.
How was in your time? Because I know you're way older than me. So
I am 42. I'm going to be 43 this year.
So you're 11 years older than me.
Yeah.
Oh God.
No,
I'm not gonna.
Wait. You're gonna be 32 this year?
Yes.
Oh, that's not.
I didn't want to say that. I wanted to stay in the 30s. Like I'm on 30.
No, your 32 is great.
I know. I like the
It's
number.
way better
though.
than 31
Why?
because life always gets better. I know. I'm 43 this year.
Okay.
It's gonna get better and better and better.
I'll go
and
with
better.
it. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Back in your day,
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, it used to be something that was like. A conversation that you had prior to. Now it's a conversation, and since my day, it's always been a conversation after the fact.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about me, right? If I'm dating someone and I suspect that we're in a relationship, I introduce her as my wife already. I already do that.
Right.
I'm like, hey, so this is my wife right here.
That's right.
Like, because I believe in
I'm
commitment.
sure women love that.
It does catch them by.
Most
It
women.
does shock them. In initially, I remember one time I was ordering a pizza, and if you ever order a pizza and you're a male, you'll sympathize with this. My ex was sitting down and telling me what to put on this pizza and what kind of specials. And I'm there just trying to order a pizza on the phone with the representative from the pizza place. And obviously I couldn't get it right because it had to have
course.
no onions, but a little bit of onions. And it had to be so specific. I was like, this is so I said, hold on, let me put my wife on the phone. And I gave her the phone. And there was an awkward 3-second pause that she looked at me and then she started to order the pizza. But there was no
So she accepted the title.
Oh yeah. Right away, it was kind of shocking, and then she was like, "Okay, I guess that's my title."
I guess that's what it is.
Yeah. Oh, that's why people should stop using this boyfriend thing, this boyfriend and girlfriend title.
Yeah.
You got to start calling Peter your husband.
I just call him Peter. Like when I introduce him, I don't say, "Oh, here's my boyfriend." I say, "Here's Peter. Here's Anwar."
But why don't you just say, "Here's my husband, Peter"?
Well, I don't see the necessity.
If he gave you a ring today.
But we go back. No, here's the deal. We go back to the my girl. Here's my girl.
Well, hang on.
I am Cyana.
Hang on one second.
What?
Did he use that tone?
My girl?
Yeah.
Yes.
He uses that tone.
Here's my girl.
There's a lot of ways because you're saying it in a very, very strong way, like he owns you or
That's
something.
how
like
it
hey, this is my
sounded
girl.
in my mind.
This is my girl.
It's not what he says. Is how I receive
Well, maybe
it.
you received it wrong.
No,
Because maybe he's like, hey, I'm here with my girl.
Maybe he did.
Did that sound bad?
But to me, it sounded, here's my girl.
that
Boom,
was
boom,
horrible.
boom.
And you're pounding your
My
chest like that. Like, oh my goodness.
Like
So
King Kong.
I don't think it's like a here's my girl situation. But I understand what he's
But
saying.
that's the thing. Like even if he was my husband, like he is Peter. He is his own person. And okay, here's Peter. Hi, nice to meet you, Peter. Here's Cyana. I'm Cyana. Like I'm not Peter's wife.
It's not that though. It's not that. It's like if you introduce me to someone, here's Anwar, here's my friend. It's like somebody.
No,
that's,
I would say here's my best friend.
No, but it would even if you said it like that, it would be unimportant. Okay. Now, if you introduce Peter and you said, here's my man. What,
No.
Well, you don't say it like that.
Oh my God, no.
Okay, fine.
You knew it was weird from the moment you said it because your face changed.
I know you, and I know you would introduce him that way.
Here's my man.
And then I was like, okay, so maybe if you said it like this, you said, here's my boyfriend. People receiving that message will hear, oh, this is somebody that she's in a relationship with, but not that
Okay.
important because he can leave and she can leave at any time. And I'm not saying that there's any difference to anything. I view life differently, but when you
True.
introduce
No, you're
people to
right.
him.
You're right.
Now let's assume he gives you a ring, $5 ring. It doesn't even have to be an expensive ring. And he gives you a ring, and then all of a sudden you say, yes, I'll marry you. You are then introduced as a fiance. You're never going to be introduced as a girlfriend again.
I don't even know how to say
This
that
is my
word.
fiance.
You know,
And the
I have an
purpose
accent.
is like,
I don't even know how to say that.
say it, try it.
No, I'm Peter's fiance.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
You're using the wrong terms, by the way.
You know why?
I mean, the wrong tones.
Yeah, because I don't like
You're
that.
like, it's Peter's fiance.
I'm
No.
Cyana.
No.
Actually, when you introduce me in a year and a half, I want you to say, "Here's my best friend, Cyana Esquire."
No,
Yes,
that's no.
it took my effort and my time and my money to
Attorney
get
Cyana?
that title.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll
So
do that when necessary.
I rather that than Peter's fiance.
Well, you can't say it like that. You got to say it like, listen, but that's what I'm saying. You know what it does to somebody when Peter introduces you as his fiance?
No.
It lets them know that, holy cow, they're in excitement mode in life.
Oh,
they're
that's
going
right.
through the process of planning a marriage.
Yeah.
And this is the most exciting time of their life. And she's so happy and they're so happy together. How are you guys? And instantly you communicate a thought of happiness with other people.
That's very interesting.
So play with that a little bit. Like
So
this-
if you said, "Here's my best friend, Cyana Esquire," people are gonna say she's a bitch. She's
No,
an
she's got an
attorney,
ego.
She's a liar.
She has a whole ego thing issue,
Exactly.
like-
So it's already like a
It's already-
different
yeah,
mindset.
yeah.
Whereas if you say, "Here's Cyana's Peter's fiance,"
they'll
everybody
be
will be like,
they're so
"Oh,
excited. Oh my
you're
God.
gonna look so
Like,
beautiful
as soon
and
as you
white."
say that, they're picturing you in a wedding dress.
Yeah.
They're popping a bottle of champagne. They're doing everything like that.
Okay, I'm
Now,
wrong in life.
And now, he introduced you as a wife. Like, this is my wife. Oh,
Okay, then I like the fiance
the
thing.
fiance is the best title.
Okay, I'll tell Peter to give me a $5 ring.
That's it. Or that's it. You're wearing a ring on your middle finger.
I can say this way.
We just move that over to the other ring, and then just be like, "Listen, he got me a ring."
Why would I need to move it? I can leave it in the middle.
No, you
finger.
can't leave it on the middle
Why?
finger because people will be like, "That's weird."
I'm Peter's fiance,
No,
and I
not-
show them my middle
not
finger.
your middle finger.
No?
that
Okay.
would be horrible. Put it on the ring finger. Look at yourself in the mirror, and you will feel better.
Oh my
You
God.
feel like I see myself in a white dress
God.
and walking down the aisle, and Peter's there at the end of the aisle crying in tears, and he turns red, by the way.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be crying and he's gonna
I
be
don't
red.
think he will be crying.
He'll be crying. You're messing up the romantic story here, okay?
Yeah.
You're killing us for us.
There's something really wrong with me.
All right. Well, listen. That's all the time we have here. We'll talk a little bit more.
Yeah, that was good. That was
Thank
a
you.
good
And
conversation.
we're gonna come right back with another episode. But thank you for listening. And if you need any help getting your high school diploma or career training certificate, log on to careerhighschool.com. And we'll be back.
Or call 305-456-5948.
I never give out the number. Leave out the number.
I got you.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care, guys.
You've been listening to All Indefinitely. Help us spread the word by subscribing and sharing the show.